Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Going Places with Abu Micah. So I'm just going to talk about COVID-19 testing in Alberta. I am going for a COVID test, unfortunately. So this will be my first time to be tested for COVID. And the reason why I'm going for COVID testing is because I caught a cold, okay? Probably over the weekend, and now I've got a bit of a cough, I've got a runny nose, and those are sort of like COVID-19 symptoms, right? So so like this, I cannot go to work, honestly and truthfully, I cannot go to work. Because whenever I go to work, I have to sign a self-declaration to say I don't have any COVID symptoms, and I haven't been tested for COVID and all of those things. So because of that, like, I was supposed to actually go to work today, but I just felt that, it wouldn't be proper for me to go to work when I am sneezing and I am coughing and all of that. So I just thought, okay, let me stay at home. But then just staying at home, normally if you do have COVID symptoms, as per government regulations, you have to self-isolate for 10 days or until you no longer have symptoms, whichever is later. Okay, so and of course, me not going to work for the next 10 days means that I will stand to lose a lot of money, right? That's a lot of income that will have been lost for for no reason. Okay, so I have to go get a COVID-19 test, and if the test is, so I've notified my boss at work that I can't come today because I'm not feeling well and I want to go get a COVID test. So if the test result is negative, then they will I'll send that to my workplace, and they'll pay me for the shifts that I was supposed to work, right? So it means no loss of income. If the test is, if the test is negative, right? If the test result is positive, then I have to self-isolate for at least 10 days or until symptoms subside, whichever is later. And in such a case, I can claim the Canada recovery sickness benefit, okay? So they'll pay a certain amount, I think it's like $500. They'll deduct tax off of that for a week, okay? If you're unable to work at least 50% of your scheduled hours, okay? So yeah, and in my case, most of my hours are actually between Thursday and Saturday. So I have to get tested, unfortunately. It's not something that I really wanted to do, but yeah, it's like I really don't have much of a choice but to get tested. So I'm just arriving now at the assessment center. So what I did was I booked the test online. I'll show you the link here. I booked the test on the Alberta Health Services website. So you have to put in your name, your address. You have to put in your Alberta Healthcare number, okay? Because I am registered for the Alberta Alberta Healthcare, the provincial healthcare. So you just book. You choose an assessment center that's conveniently located for you. I chose the Edmonton South Assessment Center. It's only like a 15-minute drive from home, so that's where I am now. So I'm just gonna park here. I'm gonna go inside. I won't be able to do any recordings inside, so I will come back after my test, okay? And the results are probably I am expecting the results probably today. Fortunately, I did manage to book. So when you go to the website, you're supposed to put your information, your health number and everything, and then you choose an assessment center, and then you book a time slot. So fortunately, there were time slots for today, so I could book a test and actually take it on the same day. So hopefully I will get a result soon. Like I would want to get a result today if possible, or otherwise tomorrow, whatever. They will send a text message on my phone, and then with the result, and then I can also access the results via my Alberta Health Records online. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause for now, and we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so guys, I've just been tested for COVID, and that was the most uncomfortable feeling I've ever experienced. The process itself was pretty quick. I booked an appointment this morning at 11 a.m. and I booked an appointment for 1 p.m. I arrived here at 1:11 p.m. and then I went inside. They asked to, so there's a screening station, and there, it's unfortunate I couldn't record a video. It's not allowed in there, but there was a screening station. So there, I had to take off my mask, and I had to take off my gloves, sanitize, and then take off my mask, and then they gave me a mask. I had to sanitize again, and then I was directed to another counter where I did the registration. So I showed them my Alberta Health card and also my Alberta ID, and then they checked against the registrations for the appointments for that day, for the day, and then directed me. They asked if I had any symptoms. I said yes, I do. I have a cough and a runny nose, and then they directed me to to the queue where I had to wait for the actual swab. So I waited for about maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then I was directed to a booth where one of the health workers just explained to me what they were going to do and asked if I've ever been swabbed before, do I have any symptoms, why am I getting tested, and all of those things. So in the end, yeah, that's when they took the that Q-tip, and then they shoved it up my nose, and oh yes, I couldn't even feel it when the healthcare worker took out the swab. She was like, "I'm done." I'm like, oh, okay. But that was pretty uncomfortable. So they did say the results will be out in 1 or 2 days. Sometimes they can be as quick as even a couple of hours. I remember the last time we got my son tested for COVID, the results were out within 3 hours. My son got tested twice, and the first time the results were out 2 days later, and the second time the results actually came on the same day. So I'm just waiting. I'm just gonna inform my my manager at work that I've been tested for COVID, and I am waiting for the result, right? And then when the result is out, I have to send it to them to say this is the result, and then I can go back to work as soon as I'm feeling better. Okay, but otherwise, if it's a positive test, I can only go back to work like after testing negative, something like that. But otherwise, that was my experience, guys. So they did tell me that what they directed me to do was to just continue self-isolate and until I feel better. They will send me the results via SMS, and once I get the result, if it's positive, I have to self-isolate. If it's negative, I have to wait until I start feeling better before I can go back to work. But if I do start getting worse, like if the symptoms start getting worse, then I have to then I have to come back for another test. Okay, so that's it for now. I will just maybe come back in a little bit, like when the results actually come out. Okay. Hello guys, so just an update. I got back my test result via SMS, and the result was negative. I got a text message at 11:15 p.m. I had already slept by then, So I only saw the message this morning when I woke up. So yeah, so that was a pretty quick process. I got tested around like 1:30, 1:20, yeah, between 1:20 and 1:30 in the afternoon. And then I got back my result at 11:15 p.m. via SMS. I can also download, like if I want a printed version of my results in like a document, I can access that using my Alberta Health Records. Okay, so this is an online portal by the government of Alberta. You have to register for it. If you want to, you have to register for a digital ID. So how you do that, you go into the Alberta digital ID website, you put your information there. Then you will need an Alberta ID first. So they'll send you a code, right, to your address, just to sort of like verify that you actually live there. So they'll post the verification code to your address, and then you sort of like type that into the platform and onto the portal, and then you can now start accessing stuff. You can even check things like your fines and things like that. But otherwise, that's what I can say about COVID-19 testing in Edmonton. Before, there was quite a lot of, there were quite a lot of people getting tested on a daily basis. Now it seems like the numbers have gone down in terms of people getting tested. So that's why I could manage to get an appointment this quickly. Like I literally booked at 11 p.m. and went for my test at 1 p.m. But otherwise, previously, like when I did a booking for my son, I had to wait like 3 or 4 days before I could go for the appointment. Okay, so that's it, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, hit the notifications button so that you don't miss out whenever I upload a new video. Okay, see you next time.